Sometimes I feel like half of my videos are just me capping off of stuff other leftists have talked about. This is one of those videos. uh, what's it? Wing of Fire, Ring of Fire. He's talking about Bernie Sanders extolling the left to be more progressive over the next 4 years because we're going to get a worse Trump president after Joe Biden is out of office. I think he's right. We may get another. Trump may be saying he'll run again. I think it's correct. I think that the only hope we really have is that this is sad. Trump, Michael Brooks should talk about how, in the end, people will come to our side because things will get so horrific. He was on somebody's show talking. I think he was on the Novara Media talking about that, and I think he's right. I think America is a very selfish country. I've talked about in other videos how I think many people don't want socialism because they don't want to see people making money and getting rich. I don't have that. I don't look at other people getting rich and feel like that's anything off of me. It's kind of like feeling like everybody around you is getting rich is crooked because you're crooked. It's not. No. Will we get a worse Trump? Will we get a more intellectual Trump? Will we get a Trump like Jordan Peterson or someone who can actually intellectually sort out what they want to do? That's totally realistic, totally possible. You know, my thing I always go back to, and I just want people on the left to always go back to this, is that mainstream leftist media, mainstream leftist content out here acts as though Trump created Trumpism, and or Trumpism is just a bunch of dumb idiot rednecks from, you know, bumpkins from West Virginia, bumpkins from Ohio, bumpkins from Kentucky. That's just not true. I mean, yes, the Democratic Party should be more left. I'm with Bernie Sanders all the way. I'm with you, Bernie. But I think we need to also, and Professor Wolf has talked about it, we need to look at why people are willing to follow behind just so this really racist and really vicious politics that we're looking at today. Once again, Trump did not create racism, and Trump did not create, he did not create this stuff. You had Sarah Palin. Hell, you had George Bush. Look at his supporters. You had Sarah Palin. You had the Tea Party. Don't act as though people running around with guns is something new, because it's not. I remember watching videos when Obama was running. I think the first time, and they were there was a guy that had brought a gun to somewhere in Arizona. Town hall meeting, stood outside. He had the rifle, it was unloaded, and he had like a suit on. His black guy had a suit on, his head shaved, and all this stuff. That was the forerunner for Donald Trump. It doesn't feel like 2008 was that long ago, but it was. And I think that we've got to understand why we have this viciousness. It's also the fact that we're on a Titanic almost. Like, these people want America to keep going on the way it's been going. There's a poster board I go by a lot of times when I come back with the trailer. And it says, the Green New Deal is America's off switch, which speaks to something that they're not arguing climate change isn't real. And this is what I think is coming next, or is already coming out. Climate change may be real. So what? We don't care. I want you to understand, because you're watching conservatism shift gears. And I don't think I've seen anybody on the left really talk about this, whether it be Ben Shapiro talking about he thinks Derek Chauvin should be arrested, he should be punished. He thinks the Confederate statue should come down. We're watching them shift gears, whether you notice it or whether you don't. It's taking place very slowly, incrementally, because they don't care about that. Who cares if some cop in Minneapolis goes to prison? Who gives a fuck? What does that mean for black people? What does it mean? Do you know Derek Chauvin? No. Do you have some kind of interest with that man? No. So that doesn't mean anything. And he's able to grab people who are on the end, who are kind of like, yeah, I'm a conservative, but I don't like the racism. I don't like this. He can get them. You're watching the shift. I think in the next decade, you're going to see some major Christian come out and say, you know what? Climate change is real. Everything the scientists are telling us is real. But they'll feed it back into, these are the end times. You see what they do? They're going to forget all that was said in the past about how if you believe in climate change, you hate God. You forget about all that. It's real, but it's the Antichrist coming. You see? They're always shifting gears because they have to. Because nothing new about conservatism. And they're just trying to buy time because they're making money off these old technologies and old industries. That's all there is to it. Now, I think I'll end it with that. I just want people to understand Trumpism didn't come out of a magic bell, a magic ball, crystal ball, or come out of a witch's cauldron. It's real. It's white aggrievement. It's a societal resentment. I mean, I think that's really what all the pedophilia stuff comes from, too. I think the pedophilia stuff comes from I guess 20 years ago, it would have been calling them gay. Yeah, I think that if we would have a Trump 30 years ago, he'd be like, all these liberals are gay, they're faggots. And they might have used the pedophilia. The pedo stuff might have come into. But I think that the Republican Party operates off of fear. I think so much of them operate off of fear because there's nothing else. Nothing. They can't really be racist because you had a black president. You know, all they can do is say everything he did was they hated it. And Trump can pick off stuff that Obama set up, and Trump can say it was him, which is a complete lie. That's what made me really lose respect for Trump. Out of all other stuff, and when I was still kind of in the conservative sphere, was realizing that Trump tells bold-faced lies, and supporters love him for it. And it was that moment when I realized, like, when it's all said and done with, these Christian ministers, I'm not going to respect them neither. Period. All these folks, no, I'm not going to respect you because you worked with a man who told blatant lies. Not little white lies, not half and half. No, I can show you Veterans Choice was started by Barack Obama. Trump did not start that program. That was a lie. Whether you like it or you don't, those are lies. So that was for me my I can't be attached to this. You're attached to it, I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what the answer to Trumpism is. I know it's not Joe Biden. I've said it before. Joe Biden is an embarrassment. I'm a socialist. I'm on the left, and I think the left should have goals, and Joe Biden accomplishes none of them. And him talking about climate change, to me, I guess it's like a redneck saying 10 years after gay marriage is legalized that, okay, I accept gay marriage. Well, if you've been living in a cave, we don't need your acceptance now. Like that's how I feel about that. Like you're not just a dollar late, a day late, dollar short. You're a couple years late, buddy. I'm speaking about Joe Biden on climate change. Joe Biden, like she wants to put women in the cabinets and stuff. I feel like all of this is a little bit too late. Hopefully he takes the pandemic seriously. I'm pretty sure he will. I don't think any Democrat could have failed so horribly because the only thing that was really necessary for the pandemic was for somebody to have taken the pandemic seriously, act promptly and appropriately, and let the virologists, let the CDC take the lead. That's all it took. Trump completely failed. He completely failed on that, and which not to not be surprised because he's a narcissist. That's what narcissists do. They want to have the power, and they don't value life. I said this back when everybody was getting sick in the White House and Trump got sick, and Trump was in the limousine, sealed up limousine with the Secret Service. Those cars are airtight, right? They're bomb proof. He's riding the car with them. They couldn't put the windows down. Look, Trump is willing, and people like him are willing to kill everybody around them to show you how tough they are. That's how he is. That's how those kind of folks are. They don't care who they hurt. They don't value life, even their own fellow comrades' life. You can't work with a sociopath. You can't work with these people. They don't value. I mean, they're not gonna deliberately cut your tire, cut your brakes, or put a bomb in your car or shoot you coming. Oh hell no. But they don't care about human life. Like I talk all the time, but I don't like wasting folks' time. I'll call people I work with and, hey man, we can't find a trailer, so take your time getting to the meet point. I do that because I respect other people. That's what adults do. We respect each other. We acknowledge each other. Hey, you got a life too. Go spend your time with your family. Don't come up here and wait for me for 2 hours at the truck stop. Take your time with your family. Walk your dog. Maybe you want to get something to eat before you come up here. Whatever. Trump doesn't think like that. The other people have lives, and I mean, it is what it is. If you work for Trump, I have no qualms. I don't care about you. No mercy upon you if you choose to work. And maybe in 16, 17, maybe, but if you work for him now, you deserve what you get. Period. Thank you for listening.